Hey guys, how y'all doing? So today I'm filming a bit of an exciting video. I'm going to be filming my how I annotate books, how I tab books, list of books I want to tab, all that fun stuff. So I did do a poll on Twitter a long time ago and you guys did say that you wanted to see this video. So I thought that today I would do it because I don't know what else to film and I haven't filmed in a really long time. So this is what I'm filming. Yes, I'm very excited. So I'm going to start off with how I tab books. There's two methods that I do. One, there's no method at all. Two, slight color coding method. So I haven't been tabbing books a lot recently. I don't do it necessarily all that often. I tend to just do it when I'm really enjoying a book. I'll show you a few different methods that I have done. So I have three different books that I'm going to share with you that I have tabbed. I've tabbed a lot more, but these are just the three that I felt like sharing with you today. So two of them don't have a method, one of them does. So the most recent one that I've tabbed is Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. I'm basically just tabbing favorite parts, favorite quotes, anything like that. So with this book I was gonna have a method, I think, but I didn't have very many tabs. So as you can see, or maybe you can't see, I started out with some just normal post-it tabs, but then I ran out, so I ended up using just some small blue post-it notes and I ripped them in half so I could, you know, have twice as much. But as you can see, I really loved this book. You can tell how much I love a book by how many tabs there are in it normally. So this book has a crap ton of tabs in it because I really loved Dumplin'. If you guys haven't read this book, highly recommend it. It is fabulous. I'm actually donating a bunch of books to a Christmas bureau this year, which is essentially where you just buy gifts for different age groups and then you donate to this place and then they give it to less fortunate families. So I'm going to buy a bunch of books and donate it to them, and I'm actually going to buy Dumplin' as one of those books that I am donating just because I think it's such an important book to read, such a good book to read, and I really want more people to read it. Obviously a lot of people have already read it, but I want more people to love it, so I'm definitely buying this book. Anyways, off topic. So this is one that had no method. I literally just tabbed anything that resonated with me, like quotes or favorite parts. That's essentially what I did with this one. I did the same thing with The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin, another one of my favorite books. I absolutely adore this story. So I do have, again, quite a few tabs in this one as well. There's so many beautiful parts, so many beautiful quotes, and this book is honestly so amazing. So I, again, had no method to this one, just did random colors. So the only book, actually, that I have done a actual, like, process for and like color coding system for is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. So this is, again, one of my favorite books. Lots of tabs in it. So I did have a color coding method to this book. So blue is for sad because blue is normally associated with sadness and crying and stuff. Green is for quotes. Pink and purple I used together because I didn't have many pink. So I've used those two for fangirly moments, really cute moments. So as you can see, there's mainly blue and green because Adam Silvera is a very quotable person, and just he likes to write sadness, so there's a lot of blue and green in this book, and you can see at the end that I did run out of green tabs, so I had to use green post-it notes. Yes, I really enjoyed that. So I don't tab all that often. I used to do it a lot more. I would like to continue doing color-coded systems when I tab. I just need to always make sure that I have extra tabs lying around. I don't have any at the moment, so I do need to go out and buy some more. But yeah, I do really enjoy tabbing. It's just a way to like mark your favorite spots, your favorite moments. Yeah, that's how I tab books. The annotation part is a bit more exciting and interesting than the tabbing. Okay, so the only book that I've ever annotated is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. So let me tell you kind of the thought process that went into annotating this book. So back in the summer, I think it was June or July, I started rereading Half-Blood Prince. I started rereading the books a couple of years ago, but I stopped at Order of the Phoenix, so I decided to just pick back up with Half-Blood Prince, and I just like got this urge to try it. And I didn't do it while I was reading Half-Blood Prince. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it when I get to Deathly Hallows, hence why this one is annotated. I just figured that I didn't want to start halfway through Half-Blood Prince with annotations. I wanted to have it like throughout the whole thing. Like what's cool with annotating books is that you can always add more thoughts. And like one day this book is just gonna be filled with so many thoughts I'm not gonna be able to write anymore, which I think is a pretty cool thing. Every time you read Harry Potter, you have a new experience with the story because you're older, you know more things in life and stuff like that. So anyways, so I decided to annotate the books, and I would never, ever annotate the books if I was doing it on my original copies. But because I do own multiple copies of the books, I decided to do it on the copies that I bought from thrift stores. So I bought in the whole original UK editions from the thrift store, which is why I'm okay with doing it with I haven't filmed in so long, guys. Like, this is so difficult. I was just like, you know what, just do it. For once in your life, Brittany, take a chance and just do what your gut's telling you. Just do what sounds like fun, and this sounded like so much fun, and let me tell you, it was. And now I have a pile of books that I want to annotate. So my rule with annotating is that I am only going to do it on second copies. I'm not going to do it on my original copy, although I do have one exception that I'm thinking of. But I'm not going to do it on my original copies. So I'm never going to annotate my original box set of Harry Potter. I'm never going to annotate my original copy of Fangirl or anything like that. It's going to be a second copy, preferably bought in at a cheaper price than you would pay in a normal store. So that is kind of my rule with annotating. I did have a color coding method to this. So I would write notes in the margins, and I also highlighted things. So there's the yellow highlight, which is just like favorite parts overall. Blue, again, is for sad parts or things that just made me sad. And then pink was for quotes, and that's kind of all I did. So there's a lot of yellow in there because I had a lot of favorite parts. And then just in a blue pen, I would write on the sides, in the margins, just any thoughts that I had. Sometimes I wrote jokes, sometimes I was just very emotional, sometimes I just doodled the Deathly Hallows symbol. Like, I think there's like 5 Deathly Hallows symbols like drawn in here. Yeah, so that's just kind of how I'm annotating them. I'm very excited to continue and annotate the rest of the series in these editions. I really enjoy annotating my books. I'm going to do a flip through of this that I will insert whenever I'm done talking. I'm really happy with it and I highly recommend it. I also drew stuff on the end pages that I will show you during the flip through. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and definitely enjoyed it for this. So I'm not going to annotate a book that I read for the first time. I think I'm just going to do it for favorite books, just because I think it's more special that way. I mean, maybe eventually I will do it for a first book that I read, if I think that I'm really going to want to write something about it, because that would be quite cool to see my thoughts for reading a book for the first time. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if there is a book one day that I will do that for. So right now, it's only going to be for my favorite books. So when you open up the book, oh my god, I'm so excited to show you guys this. So when you open it up, we have this Deathly Hallows illustration. So basically, I just drew the Deathly Hallows symbol, and then I drew a ribbon around it, and it says, "Together they make one Master of Death." And the Deathly Hallows is like one of my favorite things to draw from Harry Potter, and obviously since it is the Deathly Hallows, it just seemed fitting that I would draw the Deathly Hallows. So then in the back of the book, the illustration on this one is the golden snitch, because Dumbledore leaves Harry his first golden snitch that he ever caught, and so I wrote, "I open at the close" at the very top. And I really like the kind of simplicity of this snitch design, and I really like it. So maybe over the years I will add more to these two illustrations, but for right now I really just enjoy the simplicity of both of them. So I'm just gonna do like kind of like an overview of the inside. I'm not going to go in depth of what anything really is, but as you can see, there's a little blue highlight here, and if you guys remember, blue means sad. So this is just the ending of the dedication. It says, "And to you, if you have stuck with Harry until the very end," and just the fact that it's the last book just always makes me so sad. No matter how many years have passed. I didn't do a lot of annotation in the beginning, but you know, I did highlight some stuff. It does get a lot more exciting later through the book, so like I don't know if you saw any of that, but like I highlighted the whole chapter of the 7 Potters because it was a very important chapter, and so I just really wanted to mark that down, that I love that chapter. There's some sad stuff here. Oh my god, so there's this part about Snape. This one I really want to talk about. It says, it's when George loses his ear, but it says, "He lost an ear," said Lupin. "Lost an," repeated Hermione in a high voice. "Snape's work," said Lupin. Then I wrote, "I'm starting to dislike this greasy-haired dude again." So basically with my annotations, I tried to be a little like snarky and funny. I don't know if it worked, but you know, I kind of found myself to be a little funny. I wrote a little note there. So like, as you can see, I kind of like wrote notes in the margins and stuff. So yeah, there's a few on this page. There's a big sad part there. Had a big long note there. A lot of highlights there and there. There's just like a lot of stuff. There's the part, a lot of stuff here, but there's the part where it's like the showdown between Voldemort and Harry, and I literally highlighted the whole entire thing. I literally put, I can't help but highlight this whole thing. Like I couldn't pick and choose what to highlight. And then 19 years later, I put, "This part is filled with so many feelings." Yeah, there was a chapter. It was Dobby's chapter. Oh, Battle of Hogwarts. I put May 2nd, 1998. There's a fluff on my sweater. I put, "I'm not ready for this chapter." Not at all. But there was a chapter that I literally procrastinated reading because I knew that it would break my heart. So, Chapter 23, Malfoy Manor. So I literally just wrote notes on this. I said, maybe if I just skip this chapter, I can pretend it doesn't exist. I'm not ready for this chapter, never have been, never will. And then I put, maybe Dobby will live this time. So this was quite an emotional chapter. I literally procrastinated reading this for like a day or two because I knew that the death of Dobby would just break my freaking heart. So yeah, that is my like flip through of my annotations of Harry Potter. Obviously I didn't really go into depth with it because that would take a long time. But yeah, so that is my annotations of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Now I'm going to show you guys the books that I own that I would love to annotate. Eventually, whenever I decide to reread them. So obviously the Harry Potter books, like I just mentioned, but I also have more books on the side here that I want to annotate. So the first one is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This is one of my favorite books of all time. It is freaking amazing. And I own 2 copies of it now. I bought a new copy specifically so that I could annotate one. So this is my original copy. It is the movie cover. But here's my little dilemma with this book. I bought this at a book fair in grade 8, so like back in 2013, for like 50 cents or something. And then I bought this edition recently at Powell's, and this one cost me $10.50. So here's my dilemma. I was originally going to annotate my second copy, but then I was like, why don't I just annotate the movie cover because it was cheaper instead of, you know, annotating the nice copy. So now I'm all conflicted about which one I should annotate. I'm not entirely sure which one I should annotate, so still thinking about that one, but I also don't see myself reading this story anytime soon just because it's so emotional. I can't. But I do want to annotate this book. eventually. The next book that I really want to annotate is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I own 3 copies of this book. This is the cheapest one, and it's also the movie cover. Figured I would just annotate that one because I don't want to annotate my original copy. I don't want to annotate my collector's edition. So I figured movie cover is the way to go. Don't know when I'm going to reread it. I've read it twice before, but that was back in 2014. And it's such an emotional book, one that makes me cry so damn hard. Like, I hardly ever rewatch the movie because it's just that sad. It makes me so emotional, and I can't handle the emotions. So I don't know when I'll ever reread this one, but I would love to reread it someday just so I can, you know, just so I can annotate it and make it all nice and pretty and colorful on the inside. I totally forgot that I made hot chocolate. Every time I make hot chocolate before a video, I always forget that it exists. I haven't drinking a single sip out of it. And it's not hot chocolate anymore. I might possibly have just messed up my lipstick. It's fine. So the next book again, I have 2 copies that I could annotate, and I have another dilemma about which one to annotate. So, it's Anna Green Gables. I own 4 copies of Anna Green Gables. I own these 2. I own my original copy, and then I own this beautiful, beautiful classics edition of it. And so I don't want to annotate the original or that one, so it's up to these 2. So originally I was going to do this one, but then I found this one at the thrift store, and it's Anna Green Gables and Anne of Avonlea. And I was like, well, doing this one would mean that I could annotate both the first and second book. But then my favorite book out of the whole series is the first one, so that's what's making me want to annotate this copy, because I don't want to just annotate the one book out of this, like, duo. So I'm thinking of annotating this one. It's so difficult. I'm so picky, and I hate writing in books, which is why this, like, kind of gives me anxiety a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm going to end up doing this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up doing this one just because I don't really want to annotate the whole series. I kind of just want to annotate the first one. I might regret my decision later on in life, but I kind of want to annotate this one. Again, I'm not going to read Anna Green Gables for a long time because I started rereading it this year, I think. And I got up, like, I finished book 3 and I started book 4. Never finished it. Like, I can see my bacon bookmark in it as we speak. So I need to finish that, and then maybe a couple years from now I will reread them and annotate them. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. That was how I annotate / tab books and books that I want to annotate. So if you guys enjoyed this, then give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what your guys' thoughts are about annotating books. Do you do it? Do you not dare write in a book? Because I was totally like that until I started writing in Harry Potter. Yeah, so just let me know. And subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, because I will hopefully be getting back on my uploading game. I used to be so good at it. And I just stopped. So yeah, upload if you like my videos. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!